Hi, Facebook. Okay, I'm trying to get YouTube set up, and Facebook has made changes once again to their business pages, and so that's fun to do. Give me a second, okay? Everyone's getting on board here. Oh my goodness, I need my glasses. I don't like these glasses at all. Alright, go live on YouTube. How we doing here? Facebook? I can't see anything. That's not good. Okay. Alrighty. Can you believe it's the 29th? Like, hello. July is gone. Night Live. Shop Talk. Oops. Talk and Tarotscopes. Okay, next. Oh, please tell me people can comment. I'm going to cry if people can't comment. Not made for kids. Next. Public. Alright, here's this. Facebook. Okay, you guys are commenting. Oh, thank God. That one awful time that we couldn't do that. And it was crazy. Because you really are just talking to yourself. If there's no comments, you're just, hi there. Hello. Boiling hot in Connecticut. Hot as balls. Holy mo. And we have had no rain. I think there's been one rain. My rain barrel went dry. I've got no water faucet outside, no spigot. Hello, Orlando. And all these new plantings that I keep watered. So elderberries and all kinds of stuff like that I put in. And we're not cheap. So let's see. Who's commenting? What's going on? D, hi. K, hi. Kathleen. Sherry. So hot. Your air conditioner's waiting at my shop, though. Oh my God. I hate air conditioning because it although right now I could probably tolerate it, that's for sure. Hey Linda. I'm trying to see everybody from before. Okay. What? You're sassy tonight. What's going on with you? You've been bitey and mean. You're hot too, huh? You're just hot too? And bitchy. Oh, don't be silly, Brian. Stop. No, you don't annoy me, Brian. Don't worry about that. Hi, Rosemary. Nope. I am. Hey, Gail. Hi. Patricia. Really? Okay. It was a weird. It was a. They've been. You want to be positive, and you always want things to be upbeat. And someone came in the shop this week, and they were just talking about how. Do you believe in curses? Do you think sometimes? But basically, I'm like, well, everybody's healthy. I mean, bad things happen. Bad luck happens. Life is a roller coaster, up and down. And there's things that I think you can say might be being done to you. It's not often. Most people don't really have the talent. I'll be honest with you. There's definitely a skill set involved, which many people don't have. The ability to wish bad luck on you. It's not that simple. I know the books and the TikToks make it seem like, oh, just think it and it will happen. And it really... I've met a handful of people for whom it was that simple. The rest of people, it's a skill set. It requires sacrifice and gifting and working with certain entities and... if you're an asshole, you deserve what you get, but innocent people, to cause innocent people who've done nothing to you harm, oh God, YouTube, no, YouTube's unstable. Alright. I'm tired, but I'm good. That's all. Hot and tired. It's been a lot to stop. And the readings have been hard. People are having some really tough times. And I think it's easy to blame a curse. It's easy to blame somebody putting energy on you, but shit happens. And I don't like where this is positioned. So, what else? I had all kinds of things I wanted to talk about. Somebody was asking me about how I read, and I'd asked a question, well, don't you read minds? And I'm like, that sounds exhausting. And it's also a big breach of psychic etiquette. It would be like, hold on, hey Karen. It's like going through someone's phone or going through someone's wallet. I mean, your thoughts are your own, and you really don't have a right to read people or even heal people. You know, unless they're your children, you're not supposed to do that without permission. So when I read people, you know, I ask them to focus on issues, concerns, problems, anything they want more insight or information about. Now, most often those things come up first, front and center. Sometimes it's something else, but they're like, wow, I didn't think of that, but that really is a big issue for me. But anywho, let me look at some more comments here. And I can't, the light is so bright in my eyes here. What can I do when someone turned toxic, angry and mean at work? Okay, for 2 more weeks. I do. I work with Kali. I am a daughter of Kali, the Dark Mother. I have been for many, many, many years. So so I'm glad we're talking about this stuff, all of it. So I've got my notes, my lovely notes. And a few things. And yes, somebody came in, very spiritual, very kind, very good person, but was asking, feeling lost, drifting, not sure. And I'm like, well, who do you work with? And they're like, I don't. I'm like, you don't? They're like, well, not really. I'm like, well, think about that. Where are you sending your energy? Where are you pulling your energy from? I mean, universe sounds good, but really? I don't know. I'm not gatekeeping. You call on the universe all you want to. When people come and ask me a question, I feel compelled I can answer. I'm not instructing anyone how to do what they want to do or how they want to believe. So I don't want to, but if someone asks my opinion, I give you my opinion. That's not the same as gatekeeping, okay? I'm a little tired of those catchphrases. Hey, Rapid. So, let's see. I want to see here what boss who turned abusive. Okay, so you got 2 weeks left to go. It's funny because the first thing I have at the top of my little list is black pepper. Now, I'm a hedge witch, which I work with low magic. That doesn't mean low energy. That means low like of the earth. High ritual magic, for people who are in covens or follow a tradition, do high ritual work. But I tend to work with low magic, earth magic, the stones, the earth, the plants. Oh dear. What I like with black pepper is it's easy. It's easy. Someone who's being mean, they need to just cut it the fuck out. All right? I have zero tolerance. So if you are one of these people, again, not judging, not gatekeeping, okay? But if you want to do I just want to do good and light, and I want to wish everyone good, you're probably talking to the wrong witch. I'm not the one for you, because I don't believe that. I think if people, and there are people, and we're seeing more and more of these people, although I've always had to deal with a lot of them, because I read so many people, who just enjoy wreaking havoc. They enjoy it. They love to start trouble. They love to get you fired, not because they want your job, not because it benefits them in any way. They just like to do it. It's a power rush. They like to break up marriages, not because they want your man or your woman. They just like to know they can do it. It's really, what was that awful movie? It was a good movie, but it was a period movie about, not Dangerous Liaisons, but the other one where they were trying to break, Dangerous Liaisons was some of that too. But, just breaking up people for the joy of doing it, for the thrill of doing it, or making someone who's really good do something they'll regret later on. People who go after your kids. There's people who, I'm dealing with someone now. Someone threw a poisoned piece of meat over into the yard. got caught on camera, and that piece of meat's going off to get tested. So we'll see if it was toxic or poisoned. That's gonna be some trouble. I hope. I don't know. The laws are so weird. So black pepper is something you can use. It's simple. It's easy. Again, low magic. Hold that black pepper container. It's great in a restaurant. And who's going to question black pepper? That's the beauty part, right? Who's going to question black pepper? I like pepper. Hold it in if you're right hand, you hold it in your left hand because you're receiving energy with your left or your non-dominant hand, your receptive hand, and you push energy with your dominant hand. You push it out. So you're going to hold it with your left, and you're going to just see that person. I don't know. For me, with black pepper, my visual would be being sprayed with, like, shot, from a shotgun. Just doesn't kill you, but it really hurts a lot. It's what oh God, our former vice president there, Cheney, did to one of his hunting buddies when he hit him with the shot there when he was hunting pheasants in a confined space. He managed to spray the guy in the face with shot. Anyway, picture that. Just picture it. It's so painful and it's so miserable. It takes their mind off of you. I have things I sell in the store, but black pepper is usually an ingredient in everything I make like that. That's malevolent magic. Hold it in your left hand. Hold that poured into your right hand when you're ready, in their general direction. All your energy. Feel all that anger and blow that black pepper in their direction. Okay? Breath work is amazing magically. And the pepper adds to that. So that is a simple thing that should keep them distracted for those 2 weeks. Okay? What else do we have here? I'm sorry, I'm looking. Ugh, Rosemary, ugh. Do you use plants as wards? Do I use plants as wards? I like cactus, and that is it's actually feng shui. But having cactus in the kitchen window, and I've always had cactus in my kitchen window. The spikes are wonderful, just like a witch bottle, like you mentioned. And you can actually break off some of those little spikes and use them in a witch bottle too. I like plants as wards. I prefer railroad spikes and urine, and I like obsidian. When I ward a property, I like obsidian because it's a mirror. It's a natural volcanic mirror, and you want to send things back as much as possible. And that isn't necessarily malevolent. I'm getting caught in words here. I want to say maleficent, but malevolent. It's not necessarily malevolent because if someone's looking at my store and saying, "Oh my God, I love going there. That's Laura's shop," and I want to send that back too. Like I want you to come in, and I think the same about you. All those good feelings. So when you put a mirror on your front door, by your front door, or your foyer, you're sending back good stuff too. But if someone is driving by my shop going, "Ugh, I want one of those shops. I wish they'd all burn down. I hate those." Oh yeah, you can take that back with you too. So mirror magic, reflective magic, is wonderful as well. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, that's all right. You can ask questions. This is a great time for that. What else? I wrote all kinds of stuff down. Oh my goodness. Do you feel heard? Do you feel answered? Are you getting answered? Maybe you're not talking to the right entities. Now this is true. Now here's the thing. The gods do not call, we do not call the gods. They do not act on our whim, okay? And a lot of people have gotten in this very loosey-goosey attitude about deity. All right, deity does not exist for our amusement, quite the opposite. All right, it is a partnership, it is a shared. We are creatures of the divine, we are children of the divine, but we are not the gods. There's a really popular thing, you are the god, you are the goddess. I disagree. We were children of the divine. Semi-divine, but we're not. Is it going back and forth? I'm sorry. Do you have any info on Hecate, and have you ever made a sweetening jar? No, it's okay. It's okay to ask questions. We do honey jars. I like honey jars very much. I also like sugar bowls. That, again, simple magic. You want someone to sweeten up, and depending on how you want Patricia to have your boss act, personally, I'm just like, send your shit back. If you're going to be abusive, fuck that, fuck that. You get to treat me like that. I'm going to right back at you, buddy. Hope you choke on a bone and die. I don't care. But, really, if you're going to go there, you better go there hard, because I'm going to go back harder. I see no reason to be a victim, and I don't like the victim mentality I see in witchcraft. Oh, I'll say it. I can't stand it. I can't stand these goddamn memes. Yeah, count swear words rapid, please. I'm going to be on fire tonight. These memes with the red robes, and oh, it's like the Handmaid's Tale. Well, you asshole, are you going to put a robe on, you idiot? It's nothing like that. What it is a lot like, though, if you watched Hunger Games, it's a lot like that. The capital city there, with the weird hair and makeup and the clothes and the nails and if that doesn't look a lot of celebrities and people you see emulating them, I don't know what is. Okay, they look weird and unnatural in many respects. And don't tell me for 1 second that if there was a way to put children on a TV show where they were all trying to kill each other on a made-up set, that people wouldn't be tuning in, because I believe they would be, all right? And I also believe that's part of the reason we're not getting a list of names for Epstein's Island, but that's another story altogether. Let's not go there tonight. I have found that my own guides are not talking about the future with me. From the time I was a little girl, they did. Very kind. They get less kind as you get older. As you get older, they're not as nice about your mistakes, or like, what are you, stupid? Like, yeah, you got me. Yeah. Really lack patience, and right now it's really on an as you need to know basis. So when I ask questions about the future or the elections or the state of the world, or they're like, we'll let you know when you need to know. You'll know. Like, where can we go? Where should we go? Where's safe? They just turn their back, and you're like, they're not even answering. Okay, you could answer. They're like, no, you'd mess it up. And I'm like, me mess it up? When did I ever messed it up? And they like unroll the scroll, and I'm like, I asked for one example, not necessarily to be quite so dramatic, Don't do anything nasty, Orlando. I'm not in the mood. All right, what else here? Shut up and wreak havoc. Yep, I agree. I'm looking at comments. The light is right in my eyes. It's really hard right now. I don't know why that is. Okay. Hey, Laura. Oh, God. It's the first time here. You're listening to me go off. All right. Hey, Sue Ann. Well, the thing with the guides. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Gina. Oh, my God. They're all here. This is great. It's like a witch convention. It's a reunion. Love that. So, to connect with your guides, it can help to, certain stones can help facilitate, lucid dreaming is very helpful, and programming your dreams. Try to write out questions and put them under your pillow. That way at least you've set intention, or for some reason writing something down for me and reading it back really kind of ingrains it for me. Hey, Joanne. Good morning. Good evening, rather. Christina. Oh my gosh, everyone is here. No, it doesn't. The read does not say you've got to be a doormat. That's true. Can't stand that. So, but I want to get back to the gods and the idea that you don't call them, they call you. And so I had a young woman in the shop a couple weeks ago, and she was the same thing, feeling lost, because again, this fluffy, universal kind of, it doesn't work. Sounds good on paper. Anything goes. If you feel it, it's true. Believe it, it'll happen. That's not how it works. Sounds good. Not how it works. Manifest in your heart. You can manifest, a job's not going to walk in, knock on the door, and say, "Here, come on, here's a contract." You gotta put the work in. So, but they will call you if they want you. So she was talking about being very, I said, so what do you like to do? Like, where are you happy? The beach, the woods, what do you connect to? She was like, connect to animals and nature and crows. I'm like, crows? She goes, yeah, and they've been everywhere lately. I said, really? Yeah, everywhere I go, there's flocks of crows. Crows on, I said, are they on your car? Are they by your front door? She goes, oh, God, yeah. I said, okay, that's a start. I said, so read about the Morrigan. Read about Odin. Read about crows as animal guides. See if something doesn't resonate in your heart. See if this doesn't make sense. You know, for a lot of us, we come to our path in different ways. But I hear the same story from many. You picked up a book. You picked up a book and you're reading through the book and it's moon magic and witchcraft magic, whatever, paganism. And you're like, well, I believe that. I've always done that, you know, and I do exactly like that, you know, and it's like coming home. It feels like coming home. And that is the old gods calling you home. They are. But they are entities and they are individuals and they have their own rituals. They have their own offerings. You don't make the same offering to, say, Freya that you would make to Kali. You don't make the same offering. The Blessed Mother may be for you. That she was for me for a very long time. As a little young Catholic, I always directed my prayers to Mary. The Divine Mother. And that became the goddess. Now Mary, talk about her for a moment, because the feast of Saint Mary Magdalene just passed. But Mary is an amalgamation of the three goddesses that have the most shrines in the world, and that is Kuan Yin, Tara, and Mary. I'm sorry, I said Kuan Yin and Tara. I'm so sorry. Mary, Aphrodite, and Kuan Yin. And of the three, it's Kuan Yin that has the most shrines around the globe. So how are they alike? Well, let's see. How do we see Mary pictured most often? In the backyard, right? Mary on the half shell, right? In the shell. How was Aphrodite born? Out of the ocean? In a shell. Mary's robes, blue and white. Aphrodite's robes, blue and white. Mary's flower, the Easter lily. Aphrodite's flower, the lily. Kuan Yin, Mother of Mercy, Mother of Sorrows. Her story is she was being brought directly in human form, ascending into heaven, because she was so pure, so good, directly, body and soul. And she heard people crying and said, what is that? And I can't leave while people are crying. And she pours out her little vessel of tears to alleviate the suffering of the world. Mother of Mercy, Mother of Sorrows. How do we know Mary, the Mother of Jesus? Mother of Mercy, Mother of Sorrows. You can see similar. There's a flood story in Ireland. There's a few flood stories where the earth is destroyed by water. Noah and the ark is one of many. Okay? You know, I'm not going to go ahead and say that Christianity stole a lot of what it has from paganism, but, well, I'm not going to not say it. I was talking to another young friend, and so smart, and her mother is an absolute born-again, fundamental Christian. And I had said, what does your mother say? Like, let's just take Easter, Ostara. I mean, that's got nothing to do with Jesus. There's nothing about Easter, the celebration, the bunnies, the eggs, the chicks, that's all fertility, that's all pagan. How does she not see? And she goes, well, I asked her, and she goes, I'm going to ask my minister about that. And the minister said that Satan is so clever that he makes it seem as if those things came before Jesus. But no, they came after Jesus. I'm like, so they just rewrite the whole timeline? I mean, shamanism is like 35,000 years old. Buddhism, 10, 11,000. Hinduism, 13, 14,000. Christianity is really like 2,000 years old. So it's really one of the newer kids on the block. Judaism, Muslim, much older. I'm not making fun of. I'm not. I'm saying this with respect. But, you know, they don't cross-pollinate necessarily when it comes to their practice, even though we see similarities. But turn the other cheek, very Buddhist, and there's reasons to believe that Jesus did study Buddhism those years he was missing. But as far as the gods and the pagan gods go, like when we're in circle, we invite them in. We don't order them in. We don't demand they come in. We invite them in. And at the end, we don't dismiss them. It's stay if you will, go if you must. We don't order them. We don't demand of them. We respectfully ask, most often just for the strength, the intelligence, the ability to handle something on our own. Christian prayer, and prayers are magic. I'm not knocking that. Lots of magic in the Bible, especially in the Psalms. But, please help me. I need this. Please help me. When we address our gods, it's usually, I'm having a problem. I need to be able to do this. And, so you open the door, I'll walk through it kind of mentality, which I happen to really like. Especially in Odinism. That's a particularly profound. I'm sorry, I've got to... Yep, the world tree, Christ on the cross, that's right. I'm looking at comments here, it's so hard. Skadak, yep, the Mora again. I know, I am spicy. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we're there with that. We talked about pepper. Simple magic. The other thing to remember is that we don't proselytize. I want to really drive that home. Pagans, witches, we do not proselytize. You will never you'll never be asked to go to the door and knock and have you heard the good news of Freya? Have you heard the good news of Bast? That's never going to happen. We don't proselytize because why? I just said it. Because our gods call you if they want you. We don't have to go headhunting for them. Okay, we don't collect scalps. We don't get brownie points for bringing people to them. That's not the way it works. I cringe sometimes when I have people coming in the shop and they're teaching. And it's like, you don't got to ram it down someone's throat quite so hard. I hope I'm not doing that. I hope that's not what you're hearing right now. There was something else I was going to say. So China and I have been talking a lot about starting I hate the word church, but church, a place to worship. The damn viruses just keep coming. Monkeypox now in New York is becoming a thing. We have a wonderful space planned for full moon. We've got other recommendations. Rapid thank you. Fallback places. But until they stop with the viruses and it's very hard to ask people to gather in great numbers. And since I had events in the past where I've had 75, 80 people show up, I have no doubt that I'll have hundreds coming in for a free event. And I can't risk a super spreader event. It just would be really bad publicity, really bad press. Which is why there's a big delay. I keep talking about it. That's the delay, guys. But this idea of creating a place, and the thing is that pagans worship out of doors. So we go back and forth about a place, and it's just, winter's winter. We could figure it out, but and we want to do full moon on full moon. We want to actually, on the full moon itself. We don't want to do it the weekend of the full moon. We want to be out under that moon at the right time. So we thought we'd start with full moon ritual because there's plenty of other organizations and groups that do the Sabbats, and we thought, well, we'll let them have that, and we'll take full moons, easy and simple, and get people under the light there. Oh my goodness, I'm too far back. All right, let's see, Laura. Yes. Well, we would be doing ritual, so it would be interesting. Oh, what else can I tell you? Let's see. So give it some thought. Okay, so I'll tell you a funny story. If I've repeated this before, I want to apologize. But here's a funny story about finding your God. So I have a witch friend, and when she was very new, and she was in the shop, and she was talking, and she was doing her year in a day self-initiate, and she was reading and studying and doing everything right. She continues to do everything right. Like, I'm quite proud of her. Years in, I actually carry a line of her oils now in the shop. Amazing stuff. And And so, but she was saying, I'm not connecting to any of the deity. Why aren't they calling me? Why isn't someone calling me? I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm sure they will. Just keep going. Don't worry about it. And she's like, all right. But then she'd come and she's like, still nothing. I'm getting nothing. Like, don't they want me? Am I not doing? I said, of course they do. Someone wants you. They're gonna let you know. Keep going. So then finally she's like, I'm coming up on my year and a day, and I have no one to dedicate myself to. I've got no one to. I'm like, well, I don't. That's odd to me, because there's nothing that you're doing that I don't absolutely agree with, and I love your energy, and I think everything is there. And she goes, yeah, I know. And she says, it was just so much easier when we were kids, wasn't it? I said, I'm thinking, okay, she's going someplace. I'm like, yeah, it was easier when we were kids. All right. And she's like, well, like for instance, Halloween. I love Halloween. It's my favorite. It was always my favorite. And I always went as the same thing every year. I'm like, uh-huh. She goes, every year I went as Aphrodite. I'm like, you don't say. She goes, oh, yeah. Had the toga, had the crown, had everything. I was every single year Aphrodite. I'm like, Aphrodite, you don't say. She goes, yes. And I'm like, wow, that was something. Every year. Huh. Since you were little girl. She's, oh, God, yeah, every year. Love her. I'm like, hey. And she's like, well, I guess I'll just go on, not having someone. I'm like, yeah, it's a mystery. It's weird. It's just weird. And she left. And it took a couple days for me to get that phone call like, hey, Laura, you don't think maybe it's Aphrodite? I'm like, my God, there you go. I'm thinking it could very well be. So, and the thing is, Aphrodite, people don't realize, but she's the goddess of the woodland animals. And one of the things, her product is the magic buck, because there is this magnificent buck deer that comes on her property in Easton. Total connection. Looks for her. Of course, Kernunos, but wonderful stuff. So that's just a funny story. But it can be that obvious, and you could be missing it. Guys, you could just be missing it, all right? And the gods do have fun. They've got a great sense of humor. They will play with you for a while. It's time to them, right? And she's so pretty. She rocks Aphrodite so well. Hey, look who I'm talking. Are your ears ringing? One of my favorite people. Hey, it's a witch reunion tonight, baby. We're all here. I love this tonight. So, drinking my iced coffee. The ice is melted. It's so hot. What else can we talk about? I'm trying to think about what I've been hearing all week long. And of course, I'm also trying to write in my head my newsletter. What else? I think I got it all. But if your guides aren't talking to you, it could just very well be there's stuff happening in the world right now that we are no longer in control. And my take on it is, I think around 2012, we could have done something different. We could have worked together. We could have done something different and shifted energy, and we didn't. Not me, not you, but it's got to be a combined effort. And I think that came and went. And now it's almost like a kid, and they get their license, and you're like, okay, well, here's the key to the family car, please keep gassing it, and take care of it, drive carefully. And, the first time you bring it back and your mom and dad goes out and it's like, you didn't fill the tank up, they go to work and it's, almost on E, they get gas. And you bring it back, it's got a ding in it. And then you get a ticket for speeding or going through, and they're like, you know what, give me back the key. Give me back the keys. You don't get to drive the car anymore. You've lost your privilege. You don't respect the car. Too young, and I think that's what our divine mother, father have done. They're just like, give us back the keys. You are no longer driving this car. We'll decide. And I do believe there's entities from other galaxies, other places, all at work as well. Good and bad. From what I'm hearing, from what I'm talking about, fascinating information. The Dan Aykroyd, the actor Dan Aykroyd, has the largest collection, you can go online and see, of space and UFO and all this stuff on his website. He actually made a movie about it. He had an astronaut, he had all kinds of people from NASA, and they shut it down. He wasn't allowed to put it on I think it was going to be on one of the educational TV shows, programs, and they wouldn't let it air. But he has it. So, let's see here. I want to take it off of this. I'm looking here. Oh, I can't even do a mask. I cannot do a mask. That is beyond me. I can barely handle it. Well, this is true. No, it's not a White Russian, Erica. It's an iced coffee, trust me. But actually, I don't drink, but I need to pick up today. So there was something else I was going to add to that. Let me think. I'm lost tonight. It's been a long day. People coming in. Oh, speaking of UFOs, we'll talk about that just for a second. So my dad, I lived with my father in Oklahoma for about 1.5 years. My junior year of high school, California girl in Oklahoma. It did not go well. Love my family, love my dad. That's why I have as many kids as I did. I saw my stepmother and I love being part of that family. If I never had to leave the house, it would have been fine. And I gotta tell you, Muskogee County, Oklahoma, beautiful, beautiful place. No tornadoes. It's hill country and green country. Green and hilly and Lake Tenkiller, which if you watch fishing shows, often featured on fishing shows. Lovely, lovely. But it is a very Baptist, very racist, literally train tracks and whites and blacks on either side, and not much has changed from what I've heard. And it's been a while since I was a junior in high school. And it's really not for me. I did not do well there. My little liberal self and pagan self. And I was very, very new agey by that time. I had pretty much, yeah. It didn't go well. But anyway, my dad one night, we'd stay up late a couple times a month, and we would catch up because it had been a long time. And we would drink coffee and sit in the kitchen. And one day he says to me, "Hey, Laura," he says, "How do you feel about aliens?" I'm like, "Well, no, Dad, if they've got their green card and they're legal, I think, yeah, they're fine." He goes, "No, no, I mean like from outer space." I'm like, Are you seeing aliens there, Dad? He's like, "Well, actually, yes. Betty and I were visited." And he described this scenario where they were in bed, sleeping, and they heard a bang, and then a beam of light came through the wall of the bedroom and manifested in this beautiful white, they thought she was an angel, this beautiful white being. She said, "No, I'm not an angel. I am actually from another solar system." And she had lots to say. She visited several times. And unfortunately, my dad did keep a book in Betty, because the next day it took me a couple days to process what my dad was telling me. And I went to my stepmother and I said, "So Betty, Dad was telling me about this alien that visited y'all." And she's like, "Oh, she told you about, yeah. Well, she wrote everything down in a book, everything was there, and one of the relatives decided that was Satan and bad and burned it. It was evil. So all that's lost." But fast forward to my store many years later, many years later. And this little Frenchman's in my store one night. And, because I'm up till like 8 o'clock. It was a winter, so it was quite dark. My nose is itching. I'm going to fight somebody, I guess. That's Irish. Nose starts itching. Anyway, I am feeling spicy. I could fight somebody. But he came in the store and he's looking around and he's like, "Oh, this is very interesting. This is wonderful, these things you have." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." He's like, "Yes, I need to ask you something, though. How do you feel about the aliens?" And I'm like, "Well, personally, I've seen a couple weird things." I said, "But my dad was visited." He goes, "Well, my wife and I were also visited by aliens. It was quite remarkable. We are in bed, sleeping. We hear a bang on the wall and a beam of light. And there it was. It was gray. And I'm like, it was gray? It's like, it was one of the grays. And it took me. I'm like, it took you? He goes, yes. It was not pleasant. It returned me. Now, if you do your research and you check on Dan Aykroyd's site there, you'll see that there's about, I think, 13 different species. Probably maybe the word. I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful if our overlords decide to join us. I'm Team Alien here. I'm not looking to fight you. God knows. So, God and Goddess knows. But anyways, yeah, so the story was remarkably like my father's, and my dad, I can assure you, that was not his thing. He wouldn't have been reading up on that. He didn't drink. He didn't do drugs. Very clean. He was a head of security of a nuclear plant, took that very seriously, was a veteran of the Korean War, so no, that wouldn't have been my dad's thing. Oh my God. Now. Oh, really? Italians with the itchy nose? Yeah. That's so funny. That's a big Irish. So I don't know. That's something with that. We've talked about that, and I've written some newsletters about it. We'll see. I think it's going to play into our future. I do. And I think there's aliens that want to help and be part of our growth and our evolution as human beings. And I think there are those that would like to exploit our Earth for its resources, a Christopher Columbus kind of attitude, and take what they want, and that wouldn't be the best thing for us. So, something to think about. Anyway, that's all that. I don't know if anybody has any questions. I probably should get moving on to doing the readings. And I'm sorry, YouTube is going back and forth, and I do feel bad about that. Alright, let's start with readings. I'm going to start with Aries. I know I started with Pisces last week. Just a plain 6-card reading. Okay. For people who are new, and I read to teach. I love to teach tarot. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, triangle. Top card is the situation. The next 2 cards are what's impacting the situation. And the last 3 are outcome cards. These are short-term readings. They are not long-term readings. And of course, as I say every week, guys, I'm sorry to repeat myself, but not every Aries is having job problems. Well, they kind of are, but they're not. But anyways, not every Leo is having love issues. But often in my readings, what comes up are situations that are in the forefront of someone's mind. So if your son or daughter is going through a divorce, even though your marriage could be stable, that is going to show up in the reading. Like, who's getting divorced? I'm seeing, oh yeah, my daughter. I'm so upset. It's all I can think about. And there it is in the reading, right? So it could be, just ask yourself if anything I'm saying is relatable to someone you care about, and they're going through it. And that may just be some information for you to help them. All right? I'm not trying to make this one-size-fits-all reading, because they don't. One size does not fit all. But let's see how it goes. Okay? So what I suggest people do who are learning tarot is, I'm going to tell you the cards I'm pulling, and by all means, tomorrow or wherever, you'll put your own cards out and see how you interpret the same cards as I do, okay? Oh, hey Dana. Yeah. He's over in his cage. He's done. Hi, Orlando. All right, Aries, here we go, okay? All right. Well, Aries, we start off with the 5 of Swords, the Devil, and the 2 of Cups reversed. And the last 3 cards are the 5 of Cups, the 7 of Cups, and the 9 of Coins. Alright, so I don't love these first cards. The Five of Swords is usually the need to ask for help, ask for expertise of someone else. Five of Swords. So, for example, you're having trouble at the job, you go to HR. Problems in your marriage, you see a therapist, you see a lawyer. You got a neighbor that's giving you a hard time. A lot of people out there having this issue, by the way. You call the cops in, right? You look at a protective order. Hey, Alice. I'm so sorry. I'm looking at. I wanted to see his comments really quick. YouTube is lagging. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to look at that later because I can't read all that right now. The ring light is right in my eyes, so that's just crazy. All right. So the need for help, the need for professional help. Devil is something toxic, something, someone, someplace that's toxic. And the Two of Cups reversed are usually two people that want different things. It can be a friendship, it can be a romance. There's a lot of high emotion here, though. The Five of Cups is crying over spilt milk. The Seven of Cups is not knowing what to do. And then I see the Nine of Coins, which is a great money card, right? So all this emotion, all this sadness, and then a great money card. The Nine of Coins are like your financial wishes coming true. Oh, boy. It really is a situation where you need to ask for outside help. It's toxic. I think there's a lot of sadness. If it's a friendship, it looks like this may not be able to be repaired. Where would the Nine of Coins be right there? Let me throw one more card for clarity. The Hangman. It's one of the, I'm going to say this is workplace related, okay? It could be a relationship if you simply can't leave right now for financial reasons. And with the cost of rents, and people are sticking it out just for that reason. Like it, don't like it, that's how it's going. But this is just like, what do I do? What will I do? And this really speaks to the Hangman, which is staying for the paycheck. I don't see a broken heart here. I just see people that are not getting along. I would think this is more work related. Okay? Why? Because it's Aries, and Aries is like, fuck you. I'll sleep in my car, or you go sleep in your car. It's my apartment. Aries isn't one to play games and cry, and that's not an Aries trait. So this is about going, and because you got to stay, you need the paycheck. But the Hangman here is suggesting that you're not wasting your time. Okay? That's important. So for whatever reason you're staying, for whatever reason you've got to be around this toxic crap. And as I said in my newsletter, what did I say? You don't feed them, you don't live with them, you don't fuck them. You don't have to just, hello, how are you, be nice, collect your, I didn't write it in my newsletter, I wrote it in Facebook, and go home. Go home, leave that shit in the office. But this is something that you're going to need to ask for help. You're not going to be able to handle this on your own. I don't think, black pepper won't hurt, but it's going to be a little more than that. But you can outlast them. And I'm seeing it now. I've got to tell you, some people I've been working with for quite a while, every dog has their day, and a few that had really horrible neighbors. Bad situation. Really bad situation. And all of a sudden, they're being evicted, they're moving out, it's over, we're done. There you go. There it is, right? Happy ending. You go. Bye-bye. Don't the door hit you on your ass on your way out. Okay? But that's what I'm seeing. So Aries, if you got to stay longer than you want to stay, you're going to be okay. You're not wasting your time. All right? And this may very well turn around and benefit you anyway. Just remember, keep that paycheck in mind. All right, Taurus. Taurus, we have the Nine of Cups. Love that card. Six of Wands reversed. 10 of Swords reversed. 4 of Swords. The Sun. And the Knight of Coins. Okay. Well, the Nine of Cups is a wonderful card. It's wishes coming true. 6 of Wands reversed is delays. Delays, usually work delays. 10 of Swords reversed, coming up out of a difficult time. May actually have been sick, and you're getting back to a job. It could be that here. Something delayed you. Something happened, but it's getting back on track now. And I said sickness because the Four of Swords is often a card of respite after an ordeal or a sickness, okay? But I'm gonna say, if it is, you're getting better. You'll be as good as new, if not better than new. The Sun, okay, which is the Sun and the Star, two best cards in the deck, and the Knight of Coins, which is money coming in. So a little different than Aries. Aries has kind of got to endure stuff. Where Taurus, I want to say, remember I always say when signs are conjunct, there's often similarities in the reading, not the same thing. But in this case, it's like you're over that. There's no more enduring for you. It's you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You're there. I think you're out of the tunnel, frankly. But the Ten of Swords is that coming up out of a tough time and like leaving it behind, hitting bottom of the barrel, and you're up. Doesn't mean your whole life is the bottom of the barrel, but maybe there's a situation that was, if you were sick and, well, you're getting better now, or you're better now. All right? Good cards for Taurus. Alrighty? Every now and then, just shoot me a little hello or something, so I know that we're good here on the connections. Okay? I know YouTube sucks tonight. I'm sorry about that. All right, Gemini. Wheel of Fortune reversed. Nine of Wands reversed. Justice. The Eight of Wands reversed. The Two of Coins. And Judgment reversed. Ugh. Don't love these cards. However, the Wheel of Fortune, oh boy. It's buffering. That's what that means. Okay, thank you, Kat. I always say that because we often have to just delete the YouTube video and we upload the Facebook onto YouTube. And that's just a pain in the neck. It's much easier to download from YouTube to Facebook. But, anyway. Okay, getting back to reading cards for Gemini. The Wheel of Fortune is probably one of the easiest cards to read. It is one of those cards, Wheel of Fortune goes round and round, up or down. Good luck, bad luck, right? Well, in this case, it's bad luck. At everyone's Wheel of Fortune, it always spins. No one has it stagnant, right? Nine of Wands reversed, delays, usually career delays, not believing in yourself, not thinking you have what it takes to move forward. Promotion-wise, maybe you want something, but you're not sure you can do it. Justice is telling me differently. Justice is telling me you can do it. Justice is telling me that if you applied yourself and you asked about it, you could. Makes me think of, again, another dear client. I've got a lot of them. She's amazing. I'm like, you are amazing. And she has been selling luxury goods, mainly perfumes and makeups, but luxury goods, jewelry, all her life. She speaks Italian. New Yorker, she's a stylist, she's all this great stuff, just wonderful stuff. And she's self-conscious because she's not a kid, I think she's in her 50s, whatever. Stylish and beautiful, no issues. And I had said to her, have you ever thought about selling? I don't know why in the middle of the reading I'm like, luxury cars. Have you ever thought about luxury cars? Because she is going to be moving to Italy in a couple of years, and she, she speaks English with no accent, and then she speaks fluent Italian. And she goes, oh, I've never. I'm like, well, maybe you should. Maybe there's always a market for that. There's always a market for luxury cars, high-end cars. And she was giving me all the reasons why I said, I don't understand. I think you could. I really think you could. I'm hearing that you could. So I'm applying that to this reading, Study up on it a little bit. Go in there really positive. And you've sold luxury high-end goods for your whole life. And you speak Italian. And a lot of women especially want to buy cars from women. They're afraid of being swindled. I don't know. I'm just like, give it a shot. And that's what these cards remind me of here, is just this idea of, yeah, you could do it. You could do it if you wanted to. You should think about it. Eight of Wands, focus on your career. The Eight of Wands upright to me is, I'm thinking about career, Eight of Wands reverse is telling you, no, ignore everything else. Focus on your career. That's what I'm hearing here, okay? For you, Gemini. The Two of Coins, money's juggling, and the Judgment is reversed. It's not going to happen today, but I think if you put things into motion, it could happen soon, okay? These are short-term readings, so you may be feeling like this isn't working for me. I'm not sure, and that's how she was feeling. A lot of you are dealing with awful bosses. I'm hearing this over and over again. Neighbors and bosses just being absolute shit. You know, neighbors do dreadful things. And bosses too, just being bullies and mean. I want to remind you, as I've always told my kids, success is the best revenge. Okay? So, and it's always best to leave with the same class you walked in with. Hey, Noreen, I know YouTube is, I'm going to have to, if you can get on Facebook, it'd probably be better, but I'm going to have to ask China to do that for me. So anyways, Gemini, just hang in there a little bit longer. And keep your focus. Don't lose your focus, okay? Sometimes Gemini struggles with that, so does Sagittarius. You can lose your focus. Don't. Keep an eye on the prize. There's something there to advance that you're not believing in yourself. You're not seeing it happen. Maybe you need to take some classes or do a little research. But I'm going to say research. But it's right there. You're good at it. A lot of people don't know marketing. A lot of people, especially my age, don't understand marketing. Marketing is different. Advertising is different. I see YouTube's really acting up. We don't do paper marketing anymore. No one does paper mail. It's just not happening. Advertising in magazines and newspapers, not so much. Luxury goods, yes. You know, magazines like Vogue, they certainly have their luxury fashion, but and perfumes and all that, and jewelry, but all right. So a lot of times it's not just that what you're selling, what you're doing, it's how you're marketing it. And when I hear people say, "Oh, I don't do social media," I'm like, well, "You got a business." Yeah, but I don't do social media. I'm like, how the hell are you getting the word out? Oh, well, you're not. No, it's not working out very well. You're putting your little business card up at grocery stores. Is that what you're doing? No. Nope. Start making some videos. Start talking it up. This is how it's done now, and it's only going to continue going in that direction. It's all right. Things change, right? Used to be newspapers. Used to be, it's different. That's all. All right. Cancer. Tower reversed. Jesus Christ. 7 of Swords. 6 of Coins reversed. Page of Coins. 3 of Cups. Chariot reversed. All right. Well, Cancer again. Not great. Not great. Tower reversed is usually chaos, but you're detonating it. And if it's an explosion, you lit the fuse. The Tower, the best example of the Tower card I can give you, the energy of the Tower card, and it's 9/11. When that Tower is there, especially when it's upright, it is chaos and destruction, and you have no control. That's the problem with the Tower. And even in most depictions of the Tower, depending on any deck you use, usually a tower being blown up, you see people jumping out. It is 9/11, right? But a good example of the Tower, practical, everyday, is divorce, right? And the energy of the Tower upright is being served with divorce papers. The Tower reversed is you serving divorce papers. The energy, the outcome's the same. Someone's getting divorced, right? But the energy is different when you're serving them versus being served. And this case for Cancer, it's the Tower reversed. You're serving the chaos. It's like saying, guess what? I'm not putting up your shit anymore. Here we go. Game on. 7 of Swords. Gossip. Talk. 6 of Coins reversed. Don't love that card. It's usually unexpected bills that come in, money that has to be paid back, debt. And then we have the Page of Coins. News of money. the Three of Cups, love, and the Chariot reversed. So basically, you're going on to something better, okay? But the Chariot is reversed. It's saying, not yet, okay? Better things are waiting, but you can't get there right now. Whether it's a job that you love or somebody you want to be with, it could very well be the divorce card. You may just serve divorce papers, and there's debt, and it's going to cost you, but your freedom ain't free, baby, you know? I wrote a blog. I used to blog for the Connecticut Post. I did it for years. And I did a blog about love, love potion number 9. It was a real old blog. I got to share it on Facebook. And someone had come in the shop, and he wanted to know. It was really disgusting to me. Really upsetting. If I could kill somebody magically. And I said, why would I? And what would that do for me? He's like, oh, I guess you can't do it then. That's an old, sad trick of the patriarchy. Sorry, guys, who I love, but men can sometimes challenge that way, and because it works with women, you know. Oh, how is dinner? Do you love dinner? Oh yeah. Well, what's wrong? What's wrong? Oh no, I was just thinking, you know, if you. Oh well, next time I'll do that, you know. Or and women, yes, I'll try harder. I'll do more. I will. Well, yeah. Didn't work with me. Challenging me to kill somebody is not going to, or suggesting I can't do it. It doesn't make me want to kill somebody that I don't even know, and why the hell would I want to anyway? Now, just so you know, some practitioners of a dark nature look at it like being the gun. They're the gun, but you are the one who pulled the trigger. So the act of paying somebody for dark magic alleviates them from any guilt or any karmic, not everyone believes in karma, by the way, any kind of guilt or karma or bad energy, because you, in fact, paid for it. You, in fact, incurred the debt. All right? They're just the gun, and you pulled the trigger. So their skill set, you know, like being gun for hire, yeah, you're catching me, right? So this idea, and he says, well, here's the thing, you know, I'm in love with somebody, and we're soulmates, and he says, you know, I'm my wife, and she won't let go, and I guess she won't let go. I said, you gotta let go. I said, there's no slavery in America. I mean, no fault divorce. Well, it's not that simple. It's complicated. And what's complicated about it? Money? Is it gonna? Oh yeah, it's gonna cost half of everything I have. I said, so be with your soulmate. Well, what could be wrong with that? You always make more money. What's the problem? Well, you know, I just think there might be an easier way. I said, killing your wife magically is an easier way. And I just was like, but people think like that, you know, and that's not the easier way. And that's not, don't get me wrong, an abusive, abusive is different, or someone who's harming the children. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just, I met somebody else, I want out, get me out. Cheaply, and I shouldn't have to pay anything. Well, yeah, you should. If there's children involved and you made a family, then yeah, you should pay. You should have to pay. There's no doubt. But in terms of someone that's abusive, and sometimes, and I hear these stories, you know, it's not always that easy to get out of an abusive relationship. If there's children, the children get used as pawns. People have friends. Sometimes it comes down to who can afford the better lawyer. I knew somebody once who was married to one of the town of Stratford's aldermen, and he had lots of friends on the police force. He had lots of friends. And in the course of a very difficult marriage, and he brought home venereal diseases, she got a couple from him. He was never faithful. Really an awful person, actually. Took off and abandoned the family periodically, but everyone thought he was great because he was an alderman, you know, so he was great, and he had lots of good friends. When they finally divorced, the fact that she was on antidepressants were used against her. They divided the kids 50-50. She wound up in this little apartment. He kept the house, and the judge gave him primary custody because his mother was going to come live with them. This was what he proposed, where she would put them in daycare. He was going to get to keep the kids in the home, which is better for the kids. The judge, you know, surmised. And so it was like a flip. So she was going to get the kids like one night a week, and on weekends he was going to have the kids all day. But his mother was going to be in the house, so he kept the house. And it was settled within 1 week. His mother was out, the girlfriend was in, and the kids were in daycare. And, you know, yeah, there was no nanny, there was no... So, I mean, that's where it gets, the lines get blurred. But I'm not talking about that kind of situation. I'm talking about a situation with these cards, okay, where this is very unfortunate. There's debt, there's gossip, there's bad talk. It could be a lot of people who are afraid to leave a bad marriage because what are people going to say? What are people going to say? And yet I'm looking at a situation where it's not time to go yet. Bad situation to good situation, but it's waiting for you, okay? It's waiting for you. Just be patient. Because that bad situation looks like a bad situation. Well, I've helped, I want to say 5 women get divorced with no lawyer. They thought they were trapped in terrible marriages, and the fact is you don't need a lawyer. And I talk about this on my video. You've heard me talk about this. You can get the do-it-yourself divorce kit, and you can get divorced for under $1,000. In Connecticut now, it's $3,500 up front before they even talk to you. Cash in hand. They want money before they talk to you in Connecticut. So, and then money, and you know, it just goes up from there. And you don't need a lawyer. And even if you have kids, you don't need a lawyer because the court, the family court decides that. You don't decide that. Child support is a mathematical computation. Alimony is mathematical. And so if you have no property, and in this case, these people I helped had no property. They didn't have a pot to piss in. Just a bad situation that they felt they couldn't get out of. I'm like, oh, but you can. I can't afford a lawyer. You don't need a lawyer. Well, I probably can. I'm telling you, you can. It's not that hard. In fact, they'll help you at the courthouse. Trust me. You know, $50 to file the papers, and you gotta get a sheriff to deliver the serve, and here's how you go, and you're off to the races. So, just saying, okay? And you're right. Rapid, you're right. And I talk about that too a lot. It can be the other way around. And I know men, I've talked about this, that come home from work. I've read them. Come home from work and they go right into mommy mode. They're the ones, the homework and the cooking the dinner. The mother is passed out, drunk, and they stay in bad marriages. And I've known a few men like this. They stay in bad situations because they know that if they leave the house to get a life of their own, that they can't trust it. And they said that. I can't trust that she's going to feed them or do their homework or make sure that she's passed out. You know, she's not able to do it. So they stay. And I'll see it in the cards. I'm like, but when you're waiting for the youngest, he goes, yep. When that youngest child turns 15, in Connecticut it's 15, by the way, make that decision to stay with mommy, come with daddy, but I'm out. I'm out. And, oh, that's that. I don't want to. But yeah, plenty of good men out there. My brothers had custody of their kids. There's plenty of good men out there. In fact, one of my nephews has custody of his kids. An addicted mother. All right. So we are at Leo. This is a very long read. I gotta stop talking and get through the reading here. All right. I'm looking at people are laughing. Okay, good. All right. So Leo, happy birthday to all the Leos. 3 of Swords reversed, anxiety. 3 of Wands, Hermit reversed. The 4 of Wands, the High Priestess, and the 5 of Wands. Oh God, Leo. Remember, these are short-term readings, okay? I'm not cursing you for life here. This is a short-term thing. Leo, the 3 of Swords reversed is anxiety, right? Sword cards, I'm teaching as I go, right? Sword cards, 3 of Swords, terrible card. 3 of Swords is usually 3 swords through the heart. It's heartbreak, it's sad, but it's reversed. And so sword cards reversed are usually diminished. They're not reversed, but they're diminished. So anxiety versus heartbreak. 3 of Wands, education and school. Hermit reversed, choosing to be alone. Hermit upright is loneliness. Hermit reversed is the choice to be alone. I'm just need to be alone. 4 of Wands, the High Priestess, the 5 of Wands, same argument over and over and over again. The way I read these cards is somebody who has to spend time alone because they're studying something. So funny. I had a man in the store today with his mother, very sweet. He's been in the store a couple times. Brings his mom in, older lady, very nice. And I said, if you sign up for a newsletter, because he was asking, and they're like, no time. I don't. I have no time to do anything but study. I'm in school. And that's what these cards are like. It's like there's no time for anything else. There's no time for social life. And it's studying for promotion. Okay, this is definitely career stuff. 4 of Wands. There's success, but you got to pass a test. You got to study. All right, High Priestess. You know this is the right thing to do. You're on point here. Okay, but the 3 of Wands. Yep. Like I can't talk to anybody. I can't go out. I work and study or whatever. It's all about the schooling. 5 of Wands is the same argument over and over and over again. It's that hamster wheel, okay? So throw one more card. Knight of Swords reversed. Again, I'm going to say being quiet, not engaging, just focusing on the study, not hearing the background noise, realizing you'll be off that hamster wheel. But this idea of I can't, and I'm going to say especially, like you can't engage with people who are arguing, or if you're hopefully not living with someone doing that to you. In terms of narcissistic behavior, a lot of times they'll make sure there's noise going on when you're trying to study. In fact, my old shop, I used to open up my shop downstairs and tell young kids, parents were fighting, a lot of noise in the house, drinking, whatever's going on, come bring your books and study downstairs at my shop. Just go downstairs, it's nice and quiet, and do your homework. So a lot of kids escape to libraries, and libraries close. A lot of people can't even do their own homework. They can't even think in their own home. So what I'm seeing here, honestly, is just not engaging. Leo, you got your mind on bigger things. A lot of anxiety here. But I want to say you're shutting down all the extracurriculars so you can study and focus and do what you got to do. All right? All right. Virgo. Hold on. Oh, you're right about that, Janet. You sure are right about that. You tell stories about that. Hey, Lucas. How you doing? Love your name. Love the name Lucas. Okay. Virgo. My God, it is warm in here. 8 of Cups reversed. The Lovers. Death reversed. King of Cups reversed. 10 of Coins reversed. Queen of Wands, oh yes, reversed. Okay. Well, the 8 of Cups reversed is usually not leaving home, not able to you're not traveling, okay? Not able to leave, not able to go. And it looks like this is something where when it's time to go, it's a very final sort of goodbye. 10 of Coins reversed suggests either the money or the home is not ready, okay? King of Cups reversed, that's usually a depressed male. Queen of Wands reversed, female workaholic. The Lovers, I love the Lovers. Little similar to previous reading about waiting for a place to go. I'm going to say, here's how I read these cards. It's very simple. Virgo, it's like you know where you want to go and you can't leave right now. Either you can't find a house in your price range, your own house is not selling right away, but this idea of you know where you want to be, it's very depressing. It feels like two people that really want to be together, or a place you really feel like in your heart, that's where you're meant to be. And it's a very final move. It's like sell the house and leave, walking away from things. But you can't right now. It's not happening right now. I'll throw one more card, Virgo. Ace of Cups. There's definitely love waiting for you. Definitely love waiting for you. So somebody just happened again today talking about, why can't I meet somebody? Why isn't there somebody? And actually, it was my Italian friend I was talking about. And she's planning to go to Italy in a couple years. I'm like, the gods are not cruel, okay? They're not going to put the love of your life in front of your face. And then in 2 years, what if that person has kids or a family? They can't just up and leave and go to Europe. If you're planning to leave and go across country, well, why would you find the love of your life right where you want to leave? The odds that person will say, I want to go there too, let's go together, And why would you go with someone that you just met? I mean, let's think about the common sense issues here, but you know what I mean? If it's not happening right now, some people, it's like everything's lined up. This is great. Oh my God, I love these cards. Looks wonderful. Your plans are coming into action. A little bit longer. It's going to happen. Like, well, do you see me meeting somebody? Like, no. Not at all. Why would you? Well, I just thought someone to hang out. No. Hang out with, for God's sake. How old are you? Come on now. All right. Hang out. The hell. Go roller skating and head out to movies? What does that mean, hang out? It's like my kids were talking to somebody. Who are you talking to? Are you talking to me right now? Who are you talking to? Like, please, don't annoy me. Brazil. I've always said that Brazil and Ireland are the two countries I would leave America. Possibly. I've never met a Brazilian I didn't like. I have yet to ever meet a Brazilian. The most beautiful people, the most welcoming people, and physically gorgeous people. Love my Brazilian friends. And I just love your food, love everything about the whole country, the beaches, all of it. So yes, I'm going to agree with you, Lucas. Brazil looks good. All right, enough of that talk. Libra, Queen of Cups, Knight of Cups, Emperor reversed, Two of Swords, Ace of Coins, and the Moon. Whenever I see the Moon and the Emperor lying next to each other, the Emperor reversed, and that's a man out of power. And I see the Moon, I wonder about Alzheimer's or a man, like a grandfather, because we're thinking of patriarch. When we see the Emperor, the Empress, patriarch or matriarch. I wouldn't be surprised, Libra, if there was someone that you are either taking care of, someone that you care for very much, and there's a sense of waiting, waiting. Again, a lot of delays in this life. Two of Swords, is rocking a hard place. I want to go, but my parents are sick. I want to go, but my parents are old. I want to go, but my dad is sick. I can't leave my mom to deal with that. So I hear a lot of that in readings, and these are people are good, and my people are wonderful. The people that come to my shop are downright wonderful people. Just a riffraff that wanders in once in a while. They come in, they go out. They don't come back. Mr. Can you kill my wife? He never came back, But my point being here, this really does look like a situation where, this is the idea of waiting, and there's no easy answers, and there's money involved. But it's not. That's not why you're staying, of course. This is all good stuff. Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups. It could be you have a child, and it would be. There's this idea of again, the idea of needing to be there to take care of somebody or not able to leave because somebody can't take care of themselves. I'm going to put one more card, Libra. Queen of Swords. Eek. All right. Well, what we do see, and I have, again, in my readings, where you have an elderly mother, father, elderly parents, and the mother is not easy to get along with, and the daughter's there trying to take care of the father because the mother won't. Queen of Swords can be controlling. In this case, I'm going to say that this is like what do we call that when people codependent? I'm going to say like a codependent situation. Sometimes I've got a situation right now. The father's very sick, but the wife is a horrible person, The mother is terrible, that she won't even let the children see the father, because she's got to be in control of that, and nobody wants to see her, but they do want to see the dad. It's just awful, and so, yeah, this is what I'm seeing here. It's a situation where, yeah, and it looks like probably it's the daughter trying to take care of the father, putting things on hold. It's tough. That's a tough reading for Libra. All right, now that doesn't mean every Libra out there is in this. No. But if you know somebody You know, you can commiserate maybe, because people do say things, and I know they mean well, but I have women sit down and they'll throw the cards, and I'm like, oh, honey, looks like you are trapped and you are so unhappy, and your kids are little. I'm like, yeah, all my friends are saying I should leave, and I'm like, really? I said, do your friends have any ideas how you should do that? And they're like, no, they just say the universe will provide. I'm like, really? Well, that's not how that works. Like I started it, that's not how it works. It doesn't, you know, the universe might provide a car for you to live in, you know. And by the way, if you leave and plan to live in a car, plan on having DCF take your kids away, because you can't do that with your kids, you know. So no, it doesn't work like that. So sometimes there's no easy answer here. But the idea that, you know, people are going to tell you how it should be done, you know, sometimes you got to wait and wait for time to pass. All right? No labor is being done. Oh, honey. All right. No, I didn't do Sag yet. No. Okay. All right, Scorpio. Oh, don't. Orlando, don't. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come here. All right, Scorpio. 4 of Cups. Empress. The World. The Page of Wands. The Fool. The Magician. Wow, a lot of major arcana cards. So major cards, that's the first 22 cards of the deck of tarot, are like chapter titles. And usually when you do a spread, 1 or 2 might show up. These are 6 card spreads, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the cards are major cards. So major cards, the major arcana, thank you Orlando, are like chapter titles in a book, and the remaining 4 suits, like a deck of cards, are like the details. So when we look at the spread, we look at cards, we're looking at the major cards to see what the basic theme is. So what do I see for Scorpio? The 4 of Cups is, I don't know what to do. Emotionally, I don't know what I want or what I should do. The Empress and the World. I'm seeing a woman who has responsibilities. Page of Wands, the Fool, the Magician. Page of Wands is usually a young student. The Fool is new beginnings. The Magician can be the getting your master's degree. It speaks to mastery of something. With it, one more card for clarity. 4 of Coins reversed. Oh. So this is Scorpio not knowing what they want to do and not knowing how they want to make money. So this is probably a young Scorpio. Looks like mom is trying to advise you. And a lot of kids are questioning college right now. They're saying, you know, if I don't know what I want to do, I don't want to leave, have all this money, I don't know what I want to do, and I don't want the financial burden. And parents are like, but you got to get a degree. You know, you're not going to be able to go anywhere without a degree. That's not strictly true. There are trade schools, but there are things you can only do if you have a degree. My daughter's in a psych major. She can't be a therapist without that degree. Sorry, she just can't. I'm going to say in this case, Scorpio, if it's you, school is the right decision in this case. And I get the money thing, but I want to say this is a young person who has a talent, has an ability, has a goal, doesn't know it yet, but you know it. If it's your kid and you're a Scorpio, you know your kid has it. Same way I know it with Daisy. I know will be a wonderful therapist, a wonderful psychologist. There's no doubt in my mind that she's choosing well, you know. My son, who's going for the baseball scholarship, but looking at ocean studies. Okay, I'll get him after, honey. He's been drawing pictures of sharks and fish and ocean since he was a tiny little baby. I mean, since he was little. He's been talking about the ocean and so, you know, sometimes you just know, like, that's the direction. But again, you can't be an oceanographer. You can't be a ocean sciences without the degree. You can't. So, all right. So, anyways, Scorpio, if it's you, you know what you need to do. And if it's one of your kids, you know what they need to do too. Okay? The trick is not to shove it down their throat. They may need to take a gap year. They may need, and they can work during that gap year. But yes, school, absolutely. All right? All right, Sagittarius. A lot of you are waiting for Sag. Okay. What do I see with Sag? Six of Cups reversed. Can be homesickness. Can be a homesickness card. The thought of going home, being home. Okay. Travel to home, you know, homeland. Eight of Swords. That's a tough card. It can go along with that homesickness, missing family. I'm not sure what that's about, but okay. Could be anniversary of something sad. The Page of Wands reversed. Okay, nothing's moving forward right now. Eight of Coins reversed. Page of Swords. Temperance reversed. I like the Page of Swords because it speaks to action. And being tired of stagnant energy. That's why I read this, because, you know, Sag doesn't tolerate that well. None of the fire signs do. Aries, Sag, Leo. They don't do well with stagnant. You know, when I talk about in previous readings here tonight, that you gotta wait, there's a delay, you gotta wait. Well, Sag is like, I'm tired of waiting. You know, I'm tired of waiting. One more card for clarity. Five of Coins reverse. Oh, the Five of Coins reverse is good. It speaks to money getting better, financially things loosening up. You know, I don't love this idea of homesickness. This idea of it's almost like grief over a loss of home. And again, it's not no one's losing their home here physically. It's emotional. It's a real emotional. These are all emotional cards. Lack of motivation. I'm almost wanting to think it could be, looking at this Page of Swords here, it could be a young person. There's always similarities, right? You know, Scorpio and Sag are conjunct, so we have a young person who maybe doesn't know what they want to do for school, and in this case, we could be dealing with a young person who lack of motivation is here. Homesickness and wanting to be someplace else and stuck. Well, I'll throw one more card because these are not easy cards. Seven of Wands. All right. Oh, energy through learning, energy through education. Here again, a little bit like Scorpio, but different. Where I see Scorpio, the idea of master degree, college, and here I'm going to say this is more about trade school. Seven of Wands. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. There's nothing wrong with that. You talk to an electrician who has his own electrical firm. Bad deal, all right? Plumbers with their own. Yeah, there's a lot of techs out there. People went to trade school doing very well for themselves. So when I say that, by no means. I'm going to say Sag, this is almost like a card, like wanting things the way they used to be. You know, the way they used to be, looking at a different time. Homesickness. You know, it's just never going to be like that again. Of course, that's a lot of people are mourning that as we're watching things change, big picture. Institutions, things we thought we could always depend on. And we can't. We're watching things crash and burn. I think there's some of that here. I think this is, and you know, Sag is the philosopher. Sag is the great thinker. You know, Sag rules the ninth house of higher education, of foreign travel, foreign ideas, philosophy, religious studies, spirituality. So the Sag is the great, you know, the centaur. You know, the big thinker. Think of Harry Potter. You know, the centaurs were fighters, but they also were the great thinkers. They were the ones who studied the stars. They were the, You know, so this is interesting to me. I'm looking at these cards. Energy that it's not going to be the way it was, and how do you navigate changing times? And you know, the answer is always education. The answer is always education. By no means do I see this like you going broke. I don't see it being. It's just like, how do I create a pocket of sanity here? When all around me I'm seeing, you know, lack of motivation. I'm seeing people who are staying in jobs just for the paycheck but miserable, and that's not Sag. Sag doesn't do well in a cubicle. I don't know many salesmen traveling. Oh yeah, that's Sag. But stuck in a cubicle in an office behind a desk, that's usually misery, and it could be some of that there too. If it's a Sag that's stuck in a job they really are miserable in. But then again, what's the answer? Education. Let's get educated, move into something different, doing something different. All right. Today, I had a young man in the store, and he was interesting. He's working as a server, but he's got a degree. He's got a degree in botanical studies, plants, and stuck at home, and I had said to him, you know, my oldest boy was a woofer, and he what's WOOF? And WOOF is the Worldwide Organization of Organic Farmers. I've talked about this before. You basically put in 20 hours at a farm of work for your room and board, and then usually you're free to either work more hours on the farm if they like you, or you could go to neighboring farms and work. There's thousands and thousands of fostering woofing farms. It's very popular. Go online. You want Woof USA. I have woofers I know who are Woofer International. They travel outside the country. Probably not advisable right now. And it's certainly, to him, I said, you know, you already have plant experience. You went to an agricultural school. You've got a degree. You know, you could actually, what they're looking for. But basically, I mean, they're everywhere. Pick a place you want to go, and then, you know, you apply, and then go online. But if you're wondering, ask me, write to me, message me. I'll tell you more. Don't message in the comments here. Message me on you know, Messenger. Don't do it. I don't see these comments. But woof, if you've got a kid that's needs a place to go, needs something to do, wants to be outside, wants to work hard. My son started off, and he was the youngest accepted into this program out in California, and now he's managing the whole place. It's an organic farm, and it's a spiritual retreat. He does work on neighboring farms. He's building cabins. He's putting in solar systems. Amazing. Irrigation. And I'm very proud of him. Very proud of him. And he's way, way, way up in Northern California. So, no, and I'm glad it's not this Sag, Kathy. I'm glad. Yep. And so, but some Sag, like, I want to go home. I miss the old ways. Hey Sandy, how are ya? Okay. Well, they're not one-size-fits-all readings. I'm not going to make it that way. If perhaps you talk to someone who's feeling that way right now, a lot of people are feeling that way because the world is changing very fast. And it would be like Sagittarius. It would be like Sag to want to navigate it smartly. You know, fastest way through the rough water without sinking the ship on an iceberg. That would be Sag. And for a lot of people, that can translate, I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but you could be working in an industry that's changing, you know, and changing the way you don't like. I hear that a lot too. Like the industries are changing. Like my friend who sells luxury items. I mean, a lot of people are buying those things online. You don't need a salesperson to sit there and help you with makeup, and they're buying them online. It's a different way of shopping, so things are changing in that industry, okay? All right, Sag, let's go Capricorn. King of Wands reversed. Ace of Swords. Star reversed. Ten of Cups reversed. King of Coins reversed. And the Hierophant. Well, speaking of industries changing, kind of what I'm seeing right now, working very hard, Capricorn. Ace of Swords, know what you need to do. Star reversed, Ten of Cups reversed, King of Coins reversed. Ten of Cups reversed is usually not being happy where you're living. Emotionally happy. Star reversed suggests is something. Now, when I look at these cards, Star reversed, King of Coins reversed, Ten of Cups reversed, to me it's like this is something that money can't fix. For example, money can't fix shitty views, right? If you got crappy views out your window, you can put however much money you want to put in the house, but you're not going to change the fact that the view is of an ugly building, you know, or that the house doesn't get enough sunlight, you know. So that's what I'm seeing here. Hard work. I love the Hierophant. Because that to me speaks to Capricorn. Industrial thinking and institutional thinking. It also could speak to not being able to work out of the house. Maybe a return to the office, which the Star reversed, you could be dreading that, Capricorn. I'm going to throw one more card. Strength reversed. Next, the Hierophant. Just let me think about this. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be slow here, but hard work, good communication. You know, it feels to me like work is going well, but there's something in the home life. Strength reversed, Ten of Cups reversed, King of Coins reversed, the Star reversed. Almost like, you know, someone doesn't want to spend the money in the home. Somebody doesn't want to move forward. Unhappiness. It's stuck energy. It's like, well, then let's move. No, we can't do that. No. Feels like that energy. Well, you're throwing out suggestions, ideas, working, and it's like, nah, I don't want to. I don't think so. I don't want. No, that's what it feels like. So you're trying to fix it, Capricorn, and it's like just throwing money in a well. You know, great, but wishing won't make it so. All right. But I do like this Hierophant card. You're on your shtick. You're on the right path. I think you're dealing with someone who just is not able to get out of their own way. How's that? Okay? Oh, Greta. Okay, good night. Thank you, Greta. Have a good night. All right, Aquarius. 2 more here. This has been a very long night. I'm sorry. All right. Aquarius, we have the Ten of Wands reversed, the straw that broke the camel's back. Page of Cups, Six of Swords reversed, Three of Coins reversed, Nine of Swords reversed, and the Queen of Coins. All right. Aquarius, the straw that broke the camel's back. I see a young person, Page of Cups. Six of Swords reversed, not leaving, not able to go. Three of Coins reversed. Okay, well, what screams at me when I see this is a kid that wants to go away to college. It's like, nope, you're not going away. You're staying local. You're staying in state. Money isn't there for that. Three of Coins reversed, Nine of Swords reversed. And I'm saying the mother, I want to say the parents agree, the mother certainly agrees, and no, you know, I don't want you out of state right now. I don't want you that far away from home. That's how these cards read. How else could they read if you don't have a kid? Well, Aquarius, you could be making plans to leave. Straw that broke the camel's back, I'm out of here. Not leaving right now. You know where you want to be, okay? Like my friend that plans to go to Italy. I mean, it's rough, but she's got to a couple more years, you know. So I'm saying like that, okay? The Six of Swords reversed, you're not leaving, you can't go yet. You know where you want to go. Three of Coins reversed, money isn't there yet, the money isn't ready. Maybe you're still working, can't retire just yet. Nine of Swords reversed. It's the end of anxiety. Queen of Coins, there's the money. That's what I'm seeing. It's just, so it's either making a decision like, no, you can't go to school, you're not leaving, you know, you can't go there, you can't leave the state, or we can't leave yet, but man, it is that straw that broke the camel's back, where it's a yes or no. No, you're not doing that. No, we can't do that yet. No, I can't do that yet, but I'm making my plans. And you know, that's it. The first 2 years, you go local, go to community college, get your basic, you know, core subjects, and you do the next 2 years, get good grades. Shoot, you go in Connecticut. You're talking about free college in Connecticut. If you go to community college, keep a certain grade point average, you can turn around and go the next 2 years to like a UConn or Southern or one of our good state schools. We've got excellent schools in Connecticut, Western, and you go for free. So there's your free college that everyone asks about. It can be done, but you gotta put work into it. You gotta get the grades. You can't just expect it to happen for you. So, all right, Pisces. All right. Anything else going on here? Okay. So for Pisces, I see the King of Swords, Ace of Wands reversed, Two of Wands, Seven of Coins reversed, Death reversed, Lovers. All right. Well, this is Pisces making choices, making changes. Oh boy. All right. Well, so it's definitely a tandem effort. You got the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords here. Ace of Wands reversed, lack of support. Two of Wands, partnership. It really feels Seven of Coins reversed. You know what you want to do financially. Death reversed, making changes. The Lovers, the Queen. I think this is, first of all, whenever I see sword cards like this, it's about logic, okay? Swords are always about logic, logical thought. This could be a couple of things. It could be a couple, and again, not every Pisces, really deliberating over how they're going to separate and death reversed. How are we going to end? Looks like they both want different things. Lack of support, but new partnership. You know, so there's that. Could be Pisces looking at a new job. Lack of support, but the Two of Wands is usually that job that lands in your lap, that opportunity that lands in your lap. So I got no support here. I got no creative endeavors. I've got no outlet, and then I got an opportunity. How do I make money doing what I want to be doing? Death reversed. I'm ending this. I'm doing something I really love. And of course, we see that. You know, this is what pays the rent. This is what I love to do. And this is Pisces moving down that road of now I'm thinking of one of the Pisces friends I have. She was a paralegal and a practicing witch. Actually, at her office in her law firm, she had a little altar set up. I mean, that's how out of the closet she was. She was also a motorcycle model. Beautiful, beautiful woman. And she studied shamanism for years and was a bartender. So all these things she did, and the study of shamanism, the study of witchcraft, she traveled all over the world. She invested time and money and energy. She started off small and eventually was able to open up her own spiritual center. But that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing like this is what I love to do, and this is how I pay the bills. And gradually, like, she quit bartending, she quit being a motorcycle modeling, you know, and she cut back. And then finally, at one point, she's able to leave the office job altogether and launch herself and just do this. That's what these cards are speaking of, okay? They're speaking of systematic changes, Here's an opportunity. This isn't working. I got to sever this. I still got to make money. That's what I'm seeing for Pisces, is that, but it's all very logical. It's all very strategic. Okay? This is what I love, or it could be this is who I love. This isn't working, but this is working. All right? And how do we do this in the most least destructive way possible? All right? Like if you're going to, I don't see children here, but if you were going to co-parent, for example, how are we going to do this? Keep things calm, but still, you know, that's what I'm seeing here, okay? Really feels more like work than it does a marriage breakup, but that's that for Pisces. All right, guys, everyone, what a long night. Oh, yay, that's wonderful. One of my, there you are. Okay, Patricia, I love hearing that. Strategic planning, absolutely. All right, guys, everybody, enjoy yourselves. Have a good week and get some rest, self-care. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Yoga, stretching, really important. Go on YouTube, just learn some basic yoga moves. Stretch your spine, stretch your legs. Make sure that's. I was reading that one of the things, I don't know who's calling who granny over here, but my children have no children, so I'm pretty sure I'm nobody's granny. I'm not sure where that's coming from. But let's rethink that, shall we? Throw some pepper your way. No reason to be insulting. Anyway, in nursing homes and where older people gather, the healthiest elderly people were the ones who were most flexible, who could touch their toes, who could do basic yoga moves, okay? So something to think about is basic stretches and keep yourselves limber. If you can't actually do cardiovascular workout, make sure you stay tuned. Everyone, have a good night, behave, and I'll see you next Friday, okay? Good night. Bye.